Salutations all, and this video is covering the requirements for the mini speeches for this course. There are 3 mini speeches in this course, and these are just to get you accustomed to speaking out loud, and for the purpose of this course, speaking with technology. If we were in the classroom setting, it would be getting you even more comfort for speaking in front of your peers. So, the time limits, there's really no time limits, but I ask you that you speak for at least, I would love to hear you for at least 2 minutes. That would be fabulous. So let's go ahead and dive into the requirements for the mini speeches. Your first mini speech is a song. What do I mean by this? This one's really fun. You just pick a song. Any song. I don't care who the musician is. I don't care anything like that. You just pick a song that means something to you. When you send me your video for this song, for this speech, you'll also send me a link to the song itself so that I can play it. And you can also play the song in the background. But you pick a song that means something to you and tell me why that song means something to you. This can cover, it reminds you of a particular person. Maybe it reminds you of someone you're in a relationship with. Or it can remind you of your best friend or a family member, or, can remind you of a person. Or it can remind you of a specific time. Like, oh, this song was really popular when I was in 8th grade. Or this song was really popular when I graduated high school. Or this song reminds me of the summer of 2018. It can remind you of a specific moment in time. Or it can remind you of a place. Like, oh gosh, this song really reminds me of Christmas at my grandparents'. Or this song reminds me of, going on vacation. Or this reminds me of hanging out with my friends because we would play it all the time. And it just really puts me in that moment. It's just, you just pick a song and tell me why it means something. Or it could just be a song that moves you. Maybe it's a song that when you're feeling super down or not really 100% with it or in the happiest of moods, it's a song that either speaks to the mood that you're in, or it's a song that automatically just makes you happy. It just brings a smile to your face. It could be a song that you listen to when you just want to take a moment away from the world and just go into yourself. It could be a song that you listen to and you get up and you're dancing in your kitchen. Just pick a song, any song, and tell me why it's important to you, what that memory means to you. There's 2 songs that remind me of when I got married. It's the song I walked down the aisle to, and it's the song prior to it. It's a song that played when everyone was walking down before me. So those songs mean something to me. Like Live and Die, Avett Brothers was one of them. Then also the song You Are My Sunshine holds a very special place in my heart because I sung that to all of my kids. And then my daughters were in the NIC unit for about 3 weeks, and every day I visited them, I sung that song to them. I have that phrase, You Are My Sunshine, tattooed on my shoulder with all of my kids' names. So that song means something to me. And then there's a Christmas hymn that I can hear it, and it'll stop me dead in my tracks, and I automatically think of my grandmother. Good or bad, I mean, the memories are good. Sometimes I'm sad because it makes me remember my grandmother, but then through whatever, if it's a song that, if it provokes tears, they're tears of joy because that memory is so strong of her. So that's what I'm talking about with memories. There are songs, when I graduated high school, if I hear on the radio today, I'm like, oh, there's high school. There you are. Or songs that were real popular certain periods of time in college. I'm like, oh, hey. Or summer songs. Not to age myself, but the summer I was 14, Hanson's Bop was super popular. And I just aged myself. So, but I hear that song, I'm like, oh, man, it just like automatically brings back and invokes senses. It could be, like I said, if it reminds you of a place, perhaps your vacation or something, or a moment with someone, it can provoke other senses. You remember what was around you, the smells, what was going on. If a song reminds you of, like, oh, this reminds me of summertime, perhaps you can sense summer when you hear this song. So again, for the mini song speech, you just pick a song, provide a link to the song, and tell me why it means something to you. Okay? The second mini speech is a dinner. What I mean, let me break that down. I want you to tell me who you would have dinner with. A dinner and conversation. When I say dinner, I think of those like you sit down and you chat and you eat and you chat. There's like TV shows about it too, or little snippet shows. Who would you pick and why? This can be people that you know or have known. It can be historical figures, political figures, celebrities, public figures, athletes, authors, musicians. Sky's the limit here in the gambit, Say you want to have dinner with Abraham Lincoln. Why do you want to have dinner with Abraham Lincoln? Like, do you want to sit, chat with him, pick his brain? Perhaps you want to have dinner with Shakespeare. What do you want to chat about? Perhaps you want to talk with, I'm trying to think, Queen Mary, or perhaps, whoever the figure may be. I'll even let you pick literary figures. So characters from literature. Maybe you want to sit down with Dracula, or maybe you want to sit down with the Green Lantern, or maybe you want to sit down with whoever the case may be. I just want you to tell me who you would choose to sit down with to have dinner and have a conversation with. Do you just, maybe it's an artist. Maybe you want to talk to Pablo Picasso. Maybe you want to talk to Van Gogh. Maybe you want to talk to Freddie Mercury, whoever the case may be. Maybe you want to talk to Lady Gaga. They don't have to be someone that's no longer with us. It can be someone in the present day. Perhaps you want to talk to, I don't know. Really, the sky is the limit here. Perhaps you want to talk to George Lucas. Perhaps you want to talk to Leonardo DiCaprio, or you want to talk to whomever. You can talk, or it could be people that run podcasts or stuff like that too. Influencers. I want to know who you would like to sit down and have dinner with and have a chit chat, like have a conversation with. Why do you want to have a conversation with them? Are you inspired by them? Is it someone that you know, like maybe someone you knew but have lost touch with, or maybe it's someone that you knew that has passed? Have a chat with them, catch up. Okay, well, yeah, I'd love to have a conversation with my grandmother, sit down and tell her about my life now, or I'm really inspired by this person's work. I want to talk to him and be like, where did you get your inspiration from? Where did it come from? I would love to know more, like really pick their brain, or I just think they're cool. I've read all these historical stories about them. They're great, I love their music. I love their work. Maybe it's a political figure. Oh, I really love the views that they have, or I want to know more about their thoughts on these subjects, or if it's someone from the past and be like, I want to have a conversation with them to see how they feel about today's political standings, or how they would, this author here was centuries ago or decades ago, and be like, oh, I wonder, I want to talk to them and see how they, did you know your work would be so influential? Did you know that it would be what it was? Or did you hope for it to get where it was, or to create this platform? So that's what I mean by this second mini speech. It's just whom you would like to sit down with, have a dinner and a conversation. And it could just be, I think they're cool. I want to get to know them better, or I'm just fascinated by them. There's authors and directors, and there's a plethora of people, if I had the chance, just because I'm fascinated by them. Fascinated by their work or their choices, or just them as an overall person. Could be athletes, whatever case, you're just anybody from past, present, future, question mark. Maybe you want to have a conversation with yourself, decades ago, or maybe you want to have a conversation with your future self. Just have fun with it, guys. These speeches are made to just get you more comfortable talking in front of technology. And then the last mini speech is state your case. What I mean by state your case, in the warmer months, barbecue season, cookout season is strong upon us, and celebrations are usually involving cookouts during the summertime, at least in my world. So I want you to state your case of the very, very best side at a cookout or barbecue and dessert. I don't want to hear about the main dish. I don't want to hear about the hot dogs. I don't want to hear about the barbecue. I don't want to hear about the hamburgers. I don't want to hear about the steak. I don't want to hear about any of that. I want to hear about the very best side dish and the very best dessert. And I want you to tell me why it is the very best side dish and dessert. It could be just because you think it's delicious. It could be associated with a memory. Well, my grandma Tallulah, thank you, I just made that name up, made the best potato salad, or they made the best 7-layer salad. And if you're Southern, you know what a 7-layer salad is. It goes by many other names, or pea salad or something else. Or, red velvet cupcakes, yeah, or fresh fruit for the side. I mean, what's a cookout in the middle of summer without some, watermelon? That's what I'm talking about here. State the case on the very best side and the very best dessert to a cookout or barbecue. That's all I need to know on those. So again, your 3 mini speeches are a song association, who would you have for dinner, and the very best side dessert at a cookout. No time limit, but I'd love to hear you for at least 2 minutes. I won't deduct points for time. I have my fingers crossed for at least 2 minutes, folks. Thanks.